Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, it's a concept or a word that I keep saying over and over again in videos these days. The word backfire or backfiring. Every single thing, everything is backfiring on these deep state Washington goons. Everything Joe Biden does or says either doesn't age well or comes back to bite him in the behind. He's been trying to secure legacy wins since last summer with the Afghanistan withdrawal. We all know how that one ended. But really, it's just a common theme. It's a common denominator across the board. Even most recently on the abortion issue, it's not exactly working for Democrats like they were hoping. Now Joe Biden's trying to get a win on the economy and gas prices. That's certainly backfiring. Trying to get a win on the whole Brittany Griner situation. That's definitely backfiring. And so it's a common theme. The Washington establishment is really struggling to get a win these days. But possibly the biggest establishment L, the biggest establishment backfire, is the January 6th committee. Liz Cheney and Nancy Pelosi's partisan witch hunt joint venture, which is backfiring spectacularly. It's pretty much all but official now, folks. Liz Cheney is reportedly furious, as apparently the January 6th committee is now refusing to recommend any criminal charges against Donald Trump. Everything continues to backfire on the Democrats in the Washington establishment, and that's basically the topic for today's video. We'll get into some different things. So let's get into it, folks. Let's roll the tape. Alright, friends, so take a look at this. Liz Cheney furious after committee chairman gives her news on Trump. Republican Wyoming Representative Liz Cheney continues to get hit with bad news. Cheney is reportedly furious with the January 6th Select Committee's decision to not make a criminal referral to the Justice Department for former President Donald Trump. The chairman of the committee, Representative Benny Thompson, was asked by a reporter if the committee would be sending criminal referrals for the former president or others, and he responded by saying the committee does not have that authority. Quote, "No, we're going to tell the facts. If the Department of Justice looks at it and assumes that there's something that needs further review, I'm sure they'll do it," he said. He was asked again and explained, "No, that's not our job. Our job is to look at the facts and circumstances around January 6th, what caused it, and make recommendations after that." This was not what Cheney and other members of the committee wanted to hear. The January 6th Select Committee has not issued a conclusion regarding potential criminal referrals. "We will announce a decision on that at an appropriate time," Cheney said. But a spokesperson for the committee spoke to CNN and said the Select Committee has no authority to prosecute individuals and is rather tasked with developing the facts surrounding the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Right now, the committee is focused on presenting our findings to the American people in our hearings and in our report. Our investigation is ongoing, and we will continue to gather all relevant information as we present facts, offer recommendations, and if warranted, make criminal referrals. And so after all that, after all the hype, after all the promise of bombshell new evidence, which of course in every single instance, and especially with Cassidy Hutchinson, turned out to be total bogus nonsense, garbage. I could go on and on with descriptive terms, they all mean the same thing. Trash. After all that, after all the promises that Donald Trump was going down definitely this time, yeah, this time we definitely got him. Oh, Donald Trump's gonna be in handcuffs soon, we're gonna get a mugshot real soon. After everything, after all of that, it turns out they have big fat nothing. Absolutely nothing. No criminal referral. And I find it so funny the way they keep saying that our job is to find the facts, as they continue to ignore all of the facts that debunk their narrative, and they continue to present straight up fake news in their hearings to the American people. This whole thing is backfiring spectacularly, and this is exactly what happens. This is what happens when you cry wolf. You can only cry wolf so many times until people just start getting angry and not taking you seriously anymore. Starting off with the Russia collusion nonsense back in 2017, it's been nothing but Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of these ridiculous Democrats crying wolf over and over again. And the reality is right now, they're not convincing more people. I think if anything, more people are being convinced that this whole thing was a nothing burger from the start. They've dragged it on and on and on. They're still doing the same damn shtick. Adam Schiff now promising, just wait till fall, folks, we'll have some more bombshell evidence. Dragging this thing on and on and on, of course, right before the midterms, where they're probably going to legally coerce another low-level Trump staffer or aide, or some sort of plant within the Trump administration, to testify in front of the committee and push some sort of bogus story that makes absolutely no sense. But in the end, it's going to continue backfiring, because it's a bunch of corrupt politicians pushing bogus narratives that are not credible, not believable, and I really do believe it's going to lead to the exact opposite results that Democrats want. And I think that could be said for a lot of different things going on right now. I mean, first of all, this whole thing's leading to the end of Liz Cheney's career. I mean, see you later. Zero chance she'll ever work in Washington again as an elected official. But closely related to that topic, when it comes to the 2020 midterms, another situation that I think is going to backfire spectacularly is the Democrat effort to fund campaigns of America First MAGA Republicans, following this twisted logic that it's somehow going to help Democrats. Republican Trump impeachment voter Representative Peter Meijer recently said that it's easy to see the Dems meddling in primaries backfiring in a spectacular way, and I think he is totally correct. Thousands of dollars, I think hundreds of thousands of dollars, into the election campaign of John Gibbs and other MAGA, UltraMAGA, America First Trump-endorsed Republicans. All of those Republicans won their primary election, knocking out anti-Trump impeachment voters. The John Gibbs-Peter Meijer election being at the forefront of that. And we don't know the result of this just yet, but Democrats are hoping that they can now flip some House seats because they view these Trump ultra-MAGA Republicans as being unelectable, easier to beat than impeachment voting rhinos. I have a feeling that's a really stupid idea. Peter Meijer, you probably could have beat him because Republicans wouldn't even show up to vote for him, at least a good chunk of them. John Gibbs, on the other hand, has one of the most powerful tools in his arsenal, a Trump endorsement and grassroots support and actual enthusiasm. I think Democrats are severely underestimating just how bad things are going to get, and I also think this ultra-MAGA strategy, because that's exactly what it is going to backfire big time, just like everything else has been backfiring. And that's what I mean by it's a trend. Everything the Democrats are doing right now, everything the Washington swamp is doing, isn't ending well for them. And now, of course, their final last-ditch effort before the midterms, well, probably their second last-ditch effort, the real last-ditch effort is probably going to be trying to revive this January 6th nonsense again, right before Election Day. But their last legislative effort before the midterms, the Inflation Reduction Act, which Democrats just passed and they're cheering about, once again, it's going to be something that I think is going to severely backfire. They named it the Inflation Reduction Act. What do you think that means? They named it like that purposely. We think inflation might have peaked at 9.1%. We'll pass a bill called the Inflation Reduction Act, and then once inflation starts to come down, because inevitably it has to, they're banking that it's going to happen now, then we'll take credit and we'll say, we solved the inflation crisis, even though they had absolutely nothing to do with it. But once again, I don't think it's going to be that simple, and now even Bernie Sanders is basically openly admitting that the Inflation Reduction Act isn't going to do anything to actually affect inflation.
I want to take a moment to say a few words about the so-called Inflation Reduction Act that we are debating this evening. And I say so-called, by the way, because according to the CBO and other economic organizations who have studied this bill, it will in fact have a minimal impact on inflation.
Well, I just have a feeling that inflation probably hasn't peaked just yet, or it's not going to start turning around significantly or reducing significantly until the Fed takes some real meaningful action, and until the American economy actually faces this recession head on. And so I just have this feeling, I mean, it's a little bit of an early prediction, but I have this feeling that just the name alone and the stated mission of this piece of legislation isn't going to end well for the Democrats. I think it's going to be another severe miscalculation, and I make that prediction based on common sense, basic understanding of government spending, and basic economy, and of course, the Democrat track record, pretty much everything they do totally backfiring. What a mess. That's what I got for you guys though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you feel like joining the community. I'm gonna get back to work though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.